Yes. Begin the visual novel review.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you behind me. I was busy using my eyes to look at, my picture of the box art for tonight's subject for Drew's visual novelin. Can you guess what it is? What do you mean the TV is right behind me and you can see it? What do you mean you saw the video and clicked it hoping to hear someone talk about the Somnium Files? Well, I guess I'll just get to reviewing the Somnium Files then. If you've known me for more than 15 minutes, you probably know that I really enjoy the works of one Kotaro Uchikoshi, particularly the Zero Escape trilogy of games. You might hear about those on a later episode. So when I heard that a brand new IP was being written and directed by Uchikoshi himself and was in production and set to be released in 2019, I had the $90 special edition pre-ordered and was creepily standing outside my local game store before you could say, Somnium scan activate. If you haven't known me for more than 15 minutes, however, let me provide some background information about old Uchikoshi. Uchikoshi began his career in video games on a little known title that just so happened to be Pepsi Man for the PS1 as a 3D modeler. His first writing job for a game would be for Memories Off, released in 1999. However, Uchikoshi got his big break in 2002 with the beginning of the Infinity series, with its first title, Never 7. He then got his big break with the beginning of the Zero Escape series, its first title being 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors in 2009. After the Zero Escape trilogy of games, Uchikoshi went on to write the second Okabe scenario in Steins Gate, Linear Bound Infinity, and even an original anime called Punchline. After that, Uchikoshi started a brand new project which would become the Somnium Files. So that's everything you need to know about the man. What about the game? Well, allow my AI that is implanted in my left eye to tell you.
Based on your rising heart rate, the amount of dopamine released into your brain as you explain the career of Kotaro Uchikoshi, and the fact that my footage for the past month has been comprised of 78.865% footage of the Somnium Files, I would say that you probably like the game.
Shh, don't spoil the review. Let me explain the details first. You play a Special Agent Kaname Date, a member of the top secret police division called Abyss. This department is a little different from the usual police department because they have a huge machine that allows Date to jump into the dreams, called Somniums, of a different person, and use those to gain important details to use for the investigation. Date also has no memories of anything beyond 6 years ago, which is important to the plot later. Anyway, Date is also missing his left eye, which is replaced by the coolest AI ever, Aiba.
Hey, I thought I was the coolest AI ever. I work hard to perfect my beautiful voice, you know.
Yeah, let me talk. Anyway, the story begins with Date and Aiba being called to investigate a murder. Not really your standard murder, however, as the victim is tied to a merry-go-round horse and her left eye has kind of been removed. Date's friend, Mizuki, is also there with an ice pick, just, chillin'. The story only takes off running from there, trust me. This actually is a perfect lead to my first point, the story. Kotaro Uchikoshi is known for his stories with lots of plot twists and turns, and the Somnium Files is no exception. It has some absolutely mind-scrambling moments that could make me laugh, cry, or stop and say aloud, oh. If you've played the Zero Escape series, you might recognize how the story is presented, as in the big chart that shows the different routes and allows you to jump to different points in the story if you need to. If you haven't played the Zero Escape series, please do. But I also think that you'll find the flowchart interesting because it allows you to see exactly where you are in the story, which way you're going in the routes, and parts of the story that are locked at the current point.
But Drew, doesn't a flowchart that presents the entire story spoil the plot immediately?
The answer is no, my dear AI friend. The flowchart isn't something that you can immediately access the entirety of. The flowchart is unlocked by completing the story. Only when you complete a segment of the story will you be able to jump over to a different part. There are many twists and turns in and the story kept me on the edge of my seat until the very end. There wasn't a single moment where I felt like the story was dragging or simply nothing was happening. It was a really hard one to put down, and if I wasn't so busy reviewing visual novels and maintaining my loft apartment, I could honestly say that I could have beaten it in like 1 or 2 sittings. It was that interesting.
Drew, You know that this apartment isn't real.
M-AI TT Brown, please, I'm trying to review the game. Anyway, a part of the reason that the story kept me gripped was because of the amazing cast of characters that are all over the Somnium Files. You've got Aiba, Mizuki, Iris, Hitomi, Date, Boss, and a bunch of others. The characters in this game ooze personality. They have many great lines and moments that really give the game as a whole a breath of fresh air personality-wise. My personal favorites from the game are Mizuki, Hitomi, and of course, Date. But all of them are absolutely full of interesting quirks and traits that make them stand out. The Somnium Files also has a really good script. It's fully voiced and the English dub is surprisingly very good.
There are two kinds of people in the world. Those who open doors.
Just pull the trigger.
I don't usually consume my Japanese media in English, but I certainly don't regret it this time. The voice acting in combination with the very well written script makes for some really good lines, and some funny and even emotional exchanges between the characters. I really like the exchanges between Date and Aiba in particular.
Sup?
No, not sup. Why are you sleeping on the job?
Because I want to, obviously.
Speaking of Date and Aiba, the Somnium Files is the most gameplay-heavy visual novel I've reviewed yet. In the gameplay parts, you control Aiba, who is inside the dreams of potential suspects. You have to interact with parts of the environment to trigger certain events that reveal the subject's dark secrets. However, you only have 360 seconds to uncover everything. Although sometimes not 100% clear as to what to do, I find these gameplay segments fun and interesting to play. Exploring the Somniums and uncovering the secrets of the subject's minds is a really cool storytelling method, and adds a lot to the replay value because there are so many different ways to interact in Somnium and see all the goofy stuff that happens to Aiba during the Somniums.
Seeing something spinning like this makes me want to go for a run.
You have the instincts of a hamster.
Overall, the Somnium Files is one of my favorite games I've played for a while, and definitely my game of the year. There's just so much to explore and experience with this game, and it really left an impression on me. The only two nitpicks I have are a couple moments in the story that kinda didn't sit well with me, and that some of the animations look a little janky, but they do look a lot better than the final Zero Escape game, which of course, I'll get to later.
I'm going to go save you now.
But let me tell you, the last couple hours of the game, wow, you'll never experience anything like it. The ending is absolutely out of this world. The Somnium Files was written by the great and mighty Kotaro Uchikoshi and developed by Spike Chunsoft. It's available on the Switch, PC, and PS4. If you like plot twists and an intricate story with a sense of humor, definitely pick up the Somnium Files. You won't regret it. Well, that's about all I have for the Somnium Files. I could talk for hours about this game, but unfortunately, I gotta go put some saline solution on my eyeball.
Please, Drew, I need moisture. I am an advanced AI, but I am also a humble eyeball.
Yeah, I get it. Anyway, if you have any visual novels for me to talk about on the show, tweet me at ZTVGoofingOff with the hashtag DrewsVisualNovelin. Until next time, see you later.